Hello again, this is John Hauser from my YouTube channel, Free Advice. Free Advice from 76 Years. I'll be 76 years old this year, and over the years I have observed a lot of different things. And I want to share those few things with you right now for just a couple of minutes. And in this video, I want to talk about the fact that old people, old people like me, still need goals. You still need to have a dream and a vision and a goal. Yeah, for old people. Senior citizens, as we're called. Old timers, baby boomers. That's us. Yep, I even wrote it down. Why old people still need goals. Well, the answer is obvious. Just because we have retired from whatever our profession was doesn't mean that we should not be doing something. I was retired a short amount of time, about 6 months or so, and I realized that I was getting caught up on all the things that I wanted to do, including fishing and cycling, and we took a cruise, and working around the house and yard work, and I did some painting. But I began to realize that I needed something a little bit more. So I started eBay the very first month. I didn't sell but one video game, but it was fun. I sold it for $1. Didn't make no money. But I did eBay for 6 years, and in those 6 years, I sold thousands of items. I sold stuff on Poshmark. I sold stuff on Etsy. And then I started doing Uber, and I started driving for Uber and having a lot of fun with that. I only do it a few days a week. I only make a little extra money. Sometimes I make $1,000 a month, sometimes more, sometimes less. I have had months where I've made as much as 2,000. But it helps me to keep on going, along with reading. When I'm reading a book, I like to read 10 pages a day so I can really make some progress. So we as senior citizens, we still need goals. We still need goals. And I'm picking up my notes so I can see them. But one of my hobbies is to start a new project or start a new semi-career, like when I started eBay, and work my way through those things and achieve certain goals. When I started working with eBay, I thought, wow, it'd be nice if I could generate an extra $1,000 a month income just selling stuff on eBay. It's not hard to do. It's easy to learn. And sure enough, in no time at all, I was able to go out and collect items from thrift stores, yard sales, donations, whatever. And I was able to turn those items around and make a profit. It wasn't a very big profit. It was a lot of work. I sold a lot of things. There were months when I'd sell 100 to 150 items. Some months I sold 200 items. Not real big numbers. There's a lot of eBay people out there that go way beyond that. But for me, to hit that goal of making that extra $1,000 a month was fun, and I enjoyed it. And I did the same thing on Poshmark. I sold a few things on Etsy. But part of my hobby is to establish new goals and to achieve those goals. That's why I started driving for Uber. When I started driving with Uber, I said the same thing. If I just make an extra $1,000 a month, I'm happy. And sure enough, in no time at all, well, I think my first month, I might have actually made 2,000. Then I realized I was working too hard. So I slowed down a little bit. So, I'm real happy with that. So here's what I'm trying to say is that as senior citizens, we need goals. We need a goal. We need a dream. We still need to keep those desires alive. I have some friends that we go to church with. It's a husband and wife. And when they retired, their goal was, when they retired, was to travel. And they have been on several cruises. They have done road trips. They have flown different places. They have been on several missions trips with our church. They are fulfilling their dream of being able to travel several times a year. That's their goal. That's what they like to do. And then there are some folks that I know that, again, through our church, because we have a lot of friends there, that their goals are fitness. I have a friend that recently did a 1,500-mile bike ride. I thought that was a little extreme myself. We did bike riding for years, and typically we could ride 20, 25 miles and, have a great time with it. But this friend of mine recently did a 1,500-mile bike ride. And there's another couple I know that they go out and they do 100, 200, 400-mile bike rides. Now, they don't do it all in one day, stretch it out over several days. They'll ride from, central North Carolina to the coast or to the mountains. But that's their hobby. That's their goal. That's their dream. That's what's keeping them active. And we're talking about people now that are in their mid-70s. Okay. I also have friends that like to, deal with classic cars. That's their hobby, is to get a classic car, fix it up, sell it, whatever. My wife, my wonderful wife, does diamond art. And I'm going to show you one of the things that she has done. I had never heard of diamond art before, but my wife does diamond art. This is her hobby, and this is one of the projects she recently completed. And this is a Christmas scene of two horses that are going to pull a sleigh, and that's diamond art. I never heard of it, and a lot of people haven't heard of it. But my wife will sit there with this little bitty tool and take these little diamond material things and put them in spots. It looks like you're putting a bunch of dots in there. And when she's done, she has all these beautiful pictures. We have several now hanging in the house that she's created. So we as senior citizens, and I admit I am a senior citizen, given I'm going to be 76 this year, we as senior citizens need to continue on. We need to continue on with goals and with dreams and desires and trying to accomplish new things, try and learn new skills. There's all kinds of studies out there about seniors who start exercising, they get fit, they begin to read more. My wife, when she was working as a nurse, was telling me about another nurse who was in her 80s and she was earning her PhD. We as seniors need to continue on. So, did I really retire when I retired? Really, what it boils down to is I took 6 months off and then I started doing other things. And it's been good. So, the name of my website is Free Advice, and here's some free advice. If you're a senior right now and you're kind of floundering around, don't know what to do, find a new hobby and find a new hobby. Find something new that interests you, a new hobby, a new book. Find a new hobby and take up something new and try and learn that, try and accomplish it. I've had so many people since I started driving for Uber, they say, how do you do that? I'm like, there's nothing to it. You put the app on your phone, you turn it on, and you turn it off. And they're like, I'm telling you, you need to learn a new hobby and learn some new skills. And I actually am working on some new things myself. If you don't know, I just started this YouTube channel, just actually started it January 1 of 2026. Just started. And I'm learning a little bit more each day, and I'm going to continue to learn and build this thing up because it's fun. And I get to tell some jokes that I haven't told before, or maybe you haven't heard them. My wife says the only reason I want to meet new people, or the only reason I like to meet new people, is because I get to tell them the same old jokes that I get to tell the same old jokes over and over every time I meet new people. So be prepared to some of my upcoming videos. I am going to share some of those jokes with you. But for the moment, what I wanted to say is that we as retirees, we as people who are not necessarily working those regular jobs anymore, we need to stay active. We need to continue to have goals. We need to continue to have desires. The old definition of success is a worthwhile dream, or that success is actually a journey, that you're following a worthwhile dream or a goal. I think that also helps to keep us young and active. Anyhow, this is John Hauser from Free Advice saying, find something new to do.